my dear students. I hope you all are happy and well. Dear students, in the previous video, we had started a new chapter, that is the ghost of Magnus. And we left it at the point where the Trunchbull fainted. So let's read it further. This was the most sensational bit of news of all, and the entire class jumped up out of their seats to have a really good look. And there she was, the huge figure of the headmistress stretched full length on her back across the floor, out for the count. Miss Honey ran forward and knelt beside the prostrate giant. "She is fainted," she cried. "She is out cold. Someone go and fetch the matron at once." 3 children ran out of the room. Nigel, always ready for action, leapt up and seized the big jug of water. "My father says cold water is the best way to wake up someone who is fainted," he said, and with that he tipped the entire content of the jug over Miss Trunchbull's head. No one, not even Miss Honey, protested. As for Matilda, she continued to sit motionless at her desk. She was feeling curiously elated. She had felt most wonderfully the power of surging up behind her eyes, gushing like a warm fluid inside her skull, and her eyes had become scorching hot, hotter than ever before. And things had come bursting out of her eye sockets, and then the piece of chalk had lifted itself up and had begun to write. It seemed as though she had hardly done anything. It had all been so simple. It took all 5 teachers and the matron to lift the enormous woman and stagger with her out of the room. Matilda started to leave the classroom with the rest of the students. But as she passed Miss Honey, she paused and her twinkling eyes met with the teacher's eyes. Miss Honey ran forward and gave the tiny child a great big hug. Miss Trunchbull was the abusive aunt of Miss Honey. She had cheated Miss Honey of her family inheritance, and as a result, Miss Honey had to live a life of poverty. Miss Trunchbull enjoyed punishing children and bullying other people. Matilda, with the use of her extraordinary telekinesis power, had revealed Miss Trunchbull's acts and taught her a big lesson. Miss Honey was aware of Matilda's abilities and knew exactly what had occurred in the class. Miss Trunchbull later returns all of Miss Honey's inheritance back to her and leaves the town afraid that ghost of Magnus might come looking for her. So students, when Miss Trunchbull fainted, every child was trying to have a look of fainted Miss Trunchbull. Miss Honey asked children to call the matron. Meanwhile, Nigel, always ready for action, tipped the water of the jug on Miss Trunchbull's head, and nobody protested him. Since Miss Trunchbull was a giant lady, it took all the 5 teachers and a matron to take her out of the room. Matilda sat motionless at her desk. She was feeling her extraordinary powers of telekinesis. With the help of her powers, she had revealed the mean and selfish Miss Trunchbull's acts, because of which Miss Honey had to live in poverty. She taught her a lesson. On the other hand, Miss Trunchbull had returned all the inheritance of Miss Honey and left the town afraid of the ghost of Magnus. So students, this was all about the chapter, The Ghost of Magnus. I hope you liked the chapter. Thank you students.